Hi everyone, welcome to today's video where we are going to discuss Autodesk Inventor Basics. And this is our second exercise in this basics series that we're doing, and we are going to show you exactly the tricks that you need to know in order for you to conquer Autodesk Inventor. And if you haven't watched our exercise 1 that we done on this topic, please make sure you do not miss that video and go check out that video on our YouTube channel. But let's dive right in. So once you've opened up Autodesk Inventor, your home screen should look something like this with all of your information on this home screen. And before we start drawing a sketch or your parts that you want to create in Autodesk, there is one important thing that you need to note. You need to be sure you are working in the correct units, and in order to change those units, it's a quite easy way to do this. We've done a video on that, and I will post the link to that video in the description down below. If you want to change your units, you will either be drawing in inches or in millimeters, depending on your sketch that you want to create. But it's important to note that you can change those units in Autodesk. But to get back to the drawing, for you to start a new drawing, we'll simply head over to the File section at the top of our ribbon, and once you click there, you can just click on New. Then this pop-up will appear on your home screen, and this is only the section where you will be selecting what type of drawing you want to do. So you can create 2D and 3D objects, as you can see here, and you can do sheet metal and standard drawings in this section. You can do assemblies and drawings as well, but we'll get to all of these sections in later videos. But for you to create a part, we'll simply select the standard.ipt, and from here you would just head down to the bottom of your screen and select create. So once Inventor has opened your standard.ipt file, you will get to your drawing plane and it will look something like this. And in this section you can do 3D modeling and sketching and everything that you need to do to successfully sketch a drawing. But for us to start our drawing, I'm simply going to right click on the screen and I'm going to head down and create a new sketch. And in this section you can see this 3D representation of all your planes that you can work on, and this is depending on your type of drawing that you need to create. You can select your working plane in. As you can see from our example that we're going to draw today, we will be drawing in the Z and the X axis. So I'm simply going to select my X and Z plane, and once you select that, Autodesk rotate into this section. And at the top of the right top of your screen, you can see your orientation of your drawing at this stage, and on the left you can see your axis and how you want to approach this. So for us, we want our z-axis to be vertical and our x-axis to lie horizontally to the right. So we will be needing to change our orientation, and to do that you can simply head to the right top of your screen and you can turn your orientation just as you would like it. So we've got our x-axis lying horizontally. We want to flip our z-axis upwards, and to do that we will need to head to our bottom section of our drawing. So now that you can see our orientation is exactly like we would like it, and this is where we would want to start drawing, but I don't want to leave this section like it is at this moment. Otherwise, once you get to the 3D modeling of your drawing, you'll see that your whole drawing will flip over and you won't be able to work like you would like to. So I'm just simply going to right click on this side and I'm going to head over to set current view as my top view. So now you can see our orientation is correct, our view is correct, and now we can start drawing our sketch. So from here, simple, first of all I'm going to draw my arc, and from here you will see your X and Y values. So I'm simply going to enter, we've got a radius of 24 that we want to draw. So my X value, I'm going to tap. I'm not going to search for a coordinate on this plane. I'm simply going to select my tab key on my keyboard, and that will automatically highlight my X value, my X coordinate that we want to enter. So from this, I'm going to enter 24 and my Y value will be 0. And once I enter tab again, you'll see a preview of your coordinates on your sketch plane. So as you can see, it's sort of where we would like it. So from here, I'm going to then press enter. So here you can see we have our coordinates, and from here we can draw everything from there. So it's simple math. We've got our diameter of our arc that we want to enter, and that's going to be 48. And from there you can see we've got our arc here, and this section that we need to enter now is the radius of our arc. So from this I'm just going to simply enter 24 as on our drawing, and there we have our arc. So let's just zoom in a bit to this section. There you can see exactly how we would like to do this. So I'm going to right click and finish. I'm going to press OK there to finish my arc from there. And our second step, I'm going to draw the line at the top here. So to do some simple math, we know our X value will be a 12, and our Y value, we can enter simple math into our coordinate system and it will calculate the coordinate that you want to use. So on the drawing we can see we've got a total length of 75 millimeters for our total sketch that we want to achieve, and our bottom section is 36. So I'm simply going to type in 75 minus 36, and there you'll see the preview. Once I've entered the tab option again, you'll see our Y value is 39 millimeters. You can calculate this manually. You don't need to calculate it in Inventor, but it is an easy way to do this. When you are putting in your coordinates, Autodesk can use simple math to solve that for you. So once you've got that, you know that this is our coordinates. We're going to press enter and we can start to draw our line. So my line length is 24 millimeters in that direction, and you can see we've drawn our line. So I'm going to right click and select OK once again, and then for the second option I'm going to select my arc. So from the arc we know we've got a radius of 36 for our arc, so my X value is then going to be 36, where my Y value is going to be 0 as it is on our X axis. So once you've done that, you can enter that section there, and then we need to enter our diameter of our arc that we want to select. So this is going to be 72, and you'll see there we've got our 2 points, and from here you can draw your arc, or you can simply just enter your radius of that arc, which is 36, and Autodesk will draw that for you. So I'm going to once again right click and press OK to finish up my drawing, and now that we've done this we can use our line option again, going to select on our left hand side. I'm going to draw the line through this section, because otherwise sometimes when you try and place your point on your arc, your degrees of that point may vary. Even if it's slightly, if it's by 1 degree or 0.02 degrees, as you can see on the screen, this can happen and it will affect your drawing. And once you get to extrusion and measurements of your part, it can have an effect. So I'm simply going to draw on a 90 degree. I'm going to draw through the line and I'm going to select my arc there. I'm going to press OK, and I'm going to do the same principle on our right hand side, drawing it through. And to get rid of this excess lines that we've drawn here, I'm going to select our trim option in our modify window, and I am going to simply trim away all of the excess lines that we have. Right click, and I'm going to press OK, and this is now the top section of our drawing. So to get the rest of our drawing done, let's simply zoom out a little bit. You can do this with your mouse scroller, and once we've zoomed out, we want to sketch the lower part of our drawing. And from this, I'm simply going to use our line option here, and I'm going to work on a coordinate based system again. So doing some math, I know my x value is going to be a minus 24, and my y value, this is going to be a minus 36. So once you've entered that section, we can draw across to this section, so you can see that we don't have the direct dimension, but I'm going to use the simple math that we can use in Inventor to draw the rest of this. So we know from our center line to the right hand side, we've got 40 millimeters until the end of our drawing, and then we have got 24 millimeters until that our first coordinate. So to simplify this, I'm just going to select 40 minus 24, and there our line will be, it will automatically calculate that to 16 millimeters for us. So we don't have to calculate everything manually and then enter the data. We can use Inventor to do these simple calculations for us. So from here, we are going to do a 36 millimeter line, and our degrees are going to be 90 degrees to create that right angle. So once you've selected that, we can then select our point of our arc, and then this section of our drawing is complete. So then I'm going to go back to the bottom. I'm going to head up. As we can see, we have a 36 millimeters from our center line until the bottom section, the bottom line that we've drawn already here, and we have got a 24 millimeter gap. So I'm simply going to use 36 minus 24 to sketch this little section for us. So we know we've got a 16 millimeter gap on this line, and we want a 10 millimeter gap between the two lines, as you can see on our drawing. So that's simple. This line that's running across is going to be 6 millimeters at that 90 degree angle. I'm going to take it up. So this is 24. You can enter that manually and then just select it, and we can then finish the line on our arc on that side. I'm going to press OK, and from here you can see our dimensions, and you can now move these dimensions and just make sure that everything is done according to the dimensions of this drawing that we are following. So let's try, and why is this not working? There we go. So here you can see we've got our right hand side of our drawing almost complete, and we've got all of these dimensions. If you want to change a dimension, let's say we want to change the base footprint here. I'm going to double click on this dimension and this pop-up will appear. You can see the calculation that was done. Let's say we want to change this to 20 millimeters, and once we've done that, you'll see the base extend over to this side. You can see the impact of this on our arc at the top here. It actually, our whole section followed our transition to the side. So just be careful when you are changing your dimensions on your sketch, but this is possible if you want to change any of your dimensions. But to get back to our left hand side to complete this drawing, we're going to select our line option, and from this we know that our X value is going to be 24 and our Y value is going to be minus 36. So now we've got our line there, and we can see we need a 16 millimeter line in that direction. We're going to follow up with a 36 millimeter line to the top, and we are going to join at our arc at the top end of our drawing there. So getting back down here, going to select that, and we can see we have a 12 millimeter line at that angle, and from here we can do, let's do for instance a 10 millimeter line on this side. I just want to show you exactly how this works. So take it to the top 24, and we will join at our section over there. So now we can see these dimensions aren't actually corresponding to this side. This gap shouldn't be 10. It should be the gap between these two lines. And now I'm simply going to double click on this dimension and change this to a 6 millimeter gap. There you can see an effective way to change your dimensions, and this did not impact our whole drawing. It only changed the necessary dimension, and this is exactly what we wanted. So once you've done this and you have worked through all of your dimensions and making sure everything is according to what you want, then you can simply head over to the top right in your ribbon and finish your sketch on that side. So once you've finished your sketch and you realize that you have made a mistake in some of your dimensions and you want to get back into your sketch plane to edit any of your dimensions, you can simply head over to the left hand side on your screen. You'll see we have got our model and everything that is going on in it. You can see our sketch 1 section here, and we are going to right click and head over to edit sketch. Once you select your edit sketch, you will be directed into your sketch again. You can just simply change these options here. We can just head back to the top, and you can, on your right hand side at the top of your screen, you can even use this to head over into an isometric view. But in order for us to get back, let's select our top view, and now you can see we are back into our sketch, and we can once again edit any dimensions that we need to. But if you're happy with your sketch, let's finish our sketch. Let us include an extrude to our sketch. So in your 3D model section, you'll see this huge ribbon pop up, and in the create section of your ribbon, we'll head over to extrude. Once you've selected your extrude, this pop-up window will appear, and from this you can actually, let's just zoom out. As I said, my mouse scroller is a bit broken, but there we can see our part, and from this we can use our extrude function. So you have your directions in which you can extrude your part, either upwards or the other direction, depending on your part and where you want your center of gravity to be in this part. That would depend on your extrude that is happening. You can do a symmetric extrude, and as you can see, our total here, let's make this a 30 millimeter, and this is the 30 millimeters are our total extrude. This is the total length of the extrude, so it's going to be 15 millimeters in the one direction and 15 in the other direction. If you head over to a asymmetrical extrude, you can actually manually type in your distances for each section. As you can see, we've done distance A be 10 millimeters and our distance B then be 30 millimeters. And this is how you use extrude into your parts. So let's just do a symmetric extrude to get our part there, and once we select OK, we are done with our extrude, and we can use this top right corner, we can use this section to view our isometric part for this part that we have just drawn up. And this is a simple way, and I hope this basics video exercise number 2 was helpful to everybody that is watching. If it was, please remember to like the video down below and subscribe to our channel, because we've got a lot of interesting content coming your way. Please remember to share this video far and wide with anyone you think would find this interesting. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, cheers.